Hey, what's up everybody? Ed the Pond Professor here. I'm coming to you from Mahomet, Illinois. This is the location of Lake of the Woods Forest Preserve. We did a project here, finished it up, got all the pumps running just over a year ago. I'm really excited to see this project because I only saw it right when we got those pumps running. I know it has changed a lot because they've done a ton of work out here. They were telling me all their different plans, so I'm really excited about checking this thing out. Let's go take a look. So this is the botanical garden where the pond is actually located. The entire development is Lake of the Woods Forest Preserve, and then pond is located right over there. So here's where we are. Botanical gardens right over here. The large pond system is going to be located right over in this edge here. All right, so here we are on the edge of the lake. My first time seeing this property in over a year, so I am totally excited about it because I know all the aquatic plants, everything is going to be looking good. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, they have done a ton of work out here. Look at that. Got some cool art sculptures over here. And then here is the pond. We got the awesome bridge over here. Last time I was out here, that was just getting ready to be set. This is our intake bay, and you can see it is working as designed. You can see all that surface scum that's on the surface right there. That's going to get sucked into that intake bay, and that's just because all the pumps are located inside of this vault over here. Got some plantings around the perimeter. There's Mike and Ed over there on the bridge itself. Let's just check this out. I remember setting these incredible logs over here. These logs over here came down from a huge oak tree, actually just right over here. Massive. We had to get a big old excavator to set those guys, and just look at some of the vegetation and stuff growing around under there. We also kind of created some pockets and things like that underneath there for fish caves. We got some of the elephant ears and all that stuff planted up in here. Look at these plants. And then this over here is our wetland filter. This is responsible for delivering the water quality for the pond. Here you can see a snorkel vault right over here. That's the clean out. You could open that up to pump out any of the sediments and stuff out of the bottom. The plants are looking incredible right now. I do see some algae growth in here. That's actually a good thing because that algae is actually growing where we want it to. We want it to grow over here inside of the pond because that's an important part of the filtration system. As the nutrients get absorbed inside of the ecosystem from the different types of beneficial bacteria and enzymes and things like that, that water is going to come up through all that gravel layer. It's going to go past the roots of all the plants and everything, but algae can grow off of finer and finer material. So that's going to help to kind of complete the nitrogen cycle. Check out that bridge, just incredible. I think they're getting ready to start feeding some of the fish, and I gotta definitely go do a walk up by that waterfall because that is incredible. Check that thing out. Just an amazing waterfall right there. 1,000 gallons a minute of water flow. Just looks incredible. Again, more uses of those logs and stuff coming down around the edges. We also have these beautiful water lily pockets. Remember, we planted in some beds down here in the bottom. We filled them up with soil to grow those water lilies, and those plants are doing incredible. We got some pickerel over here. We got our little jets and things like that running over on this side to help keep that recirculation going. And now I see Mike over here feeding fish. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. Holy cow. So how many fish did you start out with, Mike?
There's 22 fish from Aquascapes. We had about 30 from a local vendor that we raised in our little pond in our greenhouse.
Yep.
Most of what you're seeing in here is hatched out from this year, other than of course the large ones.
Look at that, hundreds. Fish are an important part of the ecosystem. They're gonna help feed off of algae and different aquatic insects and things like that inside of the pond. So you wanna make sure, for good water quality, you actually wanna have fish. Look at that though, that is awesome. Check this out, just awesome. The way we designed this, we got this big log over here, this is a massive oak log. So we have a huge waterfall over here on the one side, just a big steep cascade. Then over here, we broke it up into a series of staircases. I love the sound of everything. You know, that's one of our goals, is not just the visual, but it's the audible. We want to really play around with those different sounds and having different depths of water that the waterfalls cascade into. Water going from rock directly on top of another rock like you're going to see here, or down over here where it falls into gravel beds. It all changes those different sounds. Actually, this little section right in here is really, really cool. Look how thick the water is coming. It's kind of split around this rock. We got this little fall coming in over on this side. That one right in the middle, it's super, super thick water just ripping through there. Those little details make all the difference. But to me, you know, as a designer and a builder, that big log that we brought in, this massive log coming out, coming in with some more really cool logs over in here. Big craggy boulder here in the middle. Moss is starting to take off everywhere. It's just in that splash zone. So we got the main fall here in the front, and then we got this little offshoot. So water kind of breaks its way, goes into this little pocket over here, which is part of that tree. All that water comes down, hits this massive rock, kind of kicks out in all directions. Over here we just got this little weeping wall effect over on that side. And it's just because of the shape of that rock. Fast moving upper stream over in here. I just love it. I remember setting all of these rocks, thinking about the different ways that this waterfall was actually going to work. Now that big boulder right there, carefully positioned to disguise the discharge point. We'll take a walk up there and take a peek at it. But we wanted this to be just like a fast moving mountain stream. And then from there, it starts crashing its way down, coming into view. There's that roadway that just leads right towards the waterfall. So here's discharge point with 8-inch pipe blasting water out. The reason we went with 8 is we wanted to lower the water velocity. We also carefully positioned this big giant boulder over here to kind of create a little deep pocket of water. Down on top of the liner right under here, we put a big flat slab of stone. Water comes through that little joint, hits the rock right here. You can see all that fast moving water, super, super thick and fast. All that water comes in, slams into that rock and splits. From there, it just kind of way down through all that stuff, makes its way all the way down to the bottom. You can see the height over here, well over 25 feet above lake level. Really good vantage point from up here. Just love it. This was our main access point over here. Rocks staged all over in this area here. A roadway coming up through this section, through those trees, staging rocks. We had our large excavator positioned and we created a series of terraces for him to work his way up and out of the feature. I love the way they designed these walkways and seating areas coming up in and around the waterfall so people can fully take advantage of all the sights and sounds that are created here. So Mike was telling me that this area over here, this was our ramp to get all the materials down into the bottom. We were actually driving on top of the liner, put down heavy fabric, we put layers of gravel down so we could actually drive the skid steers and everything into the bottom. This area was shallow, so we kept it shallow, and he said this was just bursting with toads and frogs this spring. So it's a perfect habitat for them. So again, that's something I really want to stress when we're designing stuff, is on whatever scale it happens to be, is we want to try to create an ecosystem. We want to have different types of aquatic vegetation and different habitats for different types of animals to truly take advantage of and benefit from the biodiversity that we're creating. See dragonflies flying around. So here's that shallow zone. This was our access, and we totally destroyed this entire area. But you can see what it takes for the right team to put everything back. So not only did we have the construction process, but we have the cleanup and coming back in and fixing everything afterward and really taking it to the next level. Yeah, I don't even know where my favorite view is from. The bridge obviously is key because you are surrounded by water, you have the fish, over 1.5 million pounds of boulders used for the project, not including gravel. This is the rearing pond. Oh yeah, look at these guys.
We just had so many, we had to separate some out, so we brought some up here.
That looks incredible. Jeez, yeah, you have a lot of fish. You have a lot of fish. Yeah, that's a nice little setup. Perfect. You have the little step right here for the small kids to come up and take a peek. Now this is called the Discovery Garden. Here it is. I hope you enjoyed this project update as much as I did. It's always great going back and checking out existing projects that we got our hands on. The Forest Preserve District has done a phenomenal job, not only taking care of the pond, but doing all the little detail stuff to make this project shine. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you on the next project.